She ain't never met no one who talk like that. And if you hang up on a nigga, bitch, I call right back. Roll my windows up, dollar rolling windows up. Biscuit ass niggas wonder how I got my jiffy up. Grip so damn big, I need a diaper and a sippy cup. Someone tells Zendaya she my favorite, can she hit me up? Ha 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 ha.
Okay, y'all, before I get the wig out, well, before we install the wig, I'm finna let Stink pick out which wig he think I should install. I'm not installing the black one again, Stink. I'm tired of Stacy. It's between this one and this one. Watch this one. Alright, you get to pick and choose which wig I'm gonna do for the story time. Should we go this one? Or should we go this one?
The other one.
I like that one.
This one? Okay. Alright. Story time on how I found out my dad got life while I installed this wig. Okay, y'all. So basically, there's a timeline within a timeline within a timeline. So me and my dad, we never had like a really like strong relationship, and that's mainly because he was a butthole. He was a butthole, and he didn't know how to talk to his kids, and he kind of, in my opinion, he kind of favored which kid he wanted to be around, and just so I just happened to be one of the kids he didn't want to be around for real. So like I was saying, our relationship was really like rocky. I would hear from him whenever I heard from him, and from that interaction I would see if I wanted to continue to like be around him, but it was always a hit or miss. He'd have his good days, then he'd have his bad days, and then he would put me in really bad situations that I didn't want to be around.
We can't go farther, right? Go farther.
So one of the encounters that really made me like full on stop talking to my dad was when I was 13 and he lost me at the fair, and he proceeded to blame me. Basically he was smoking a cigarette, and he was like, Akila, you and your brothers, y'all get on this ride right here. This ride is too full, ride the next one over. He was staying with the carousel ride with my little sister Destiny. She was little at the time, so that was like the only time she could really get on. And so we got in the line, and we weren't finna stand in that line for a smooth little 30 minutes. So we went to the next ride over. While we get off the ride and come back, y'all, that man is nowhere to be seen. So we called my stepmom at the time, if I can recall if they were together. My stepmom at the time, we called her and we just went back to the car. Whole time, our dad is looking for us. We sitting in the car.
Behind you! Look!
Oh my god!
I don't think they were together at this time. Well, at least I don't think so. They probably were. I don't really remember. So then my dad finds us. He's like, whoop-de-doo. Why'd y'all walk away? All this rah-rah. And he ended up taking me home. He was fussing at me and all that. He's like, oh my god, do you know what this could do to me, Akila? Your grandma's never gonna let me see you ever again. Okay.
Bullshitting. And you know this, man.
And so after that, I didn't really speak to him much, because I didn't like that position I was put in. So I didn't really speak to him much. Fast forward my 10th grade year. I hadn't talked to him my entire 9th grade year. And when he found out that I was doing majorette, he magically wanted to be a part of it, and he was willing to pay for it. He didn't pay for jack, y'all. So I was like, okay, whatever. I'll still give you the chance and opportunity to, you know, try and be a civilized father. Even though at the time that's not what I wanted really anymore. But hey, you can prove yourself worthy. You do it. You do it. You go, king. So I let him guilt trip me into thinking that he was gonna pay for it, and he didn't. and he blew up on me about it every time I reminded him about it. And he ended up on the 4th of July, last time I reminded him, he was like, 2 days to that prior to, he was like, oh, if you come to the family 4th of July get back, I'll pay for it. And I was like, okay. Not because he was paying for it, of course, but just because I wanted to go, because I hadn't seen my brothers. That's the last time I hung out with him, and that was like a while back. And then he got to calling me money hungry and stuff, and saying that I was really money hungry, and that he couldn't believe that the only reason why that I was willing to come over was for money. That was not the case, y'all, at all. And so he ended up killing somebody allegedly over a firework. And so I was like, I'm definitely gonna keep my distance. And so I didn't hear from him after that. But the next day, my mama called me and she was like, Akilah. I was like, yes, lady. And she was like, you remember, she's like, do you remember those gunshots that we heard down the street? And I was like, yeah, I remember it. That was your daddy. I was like, oh, he's dead? She was like, no, he shot somebody. I was like, oh,
I didn't hear that.
Okay. And I just remember like joking about it. I was like, LOL, now he shot somebody, yo. Now my dad shot somebody. And then, so basically, after that, I didn't really reach out to him like that because that's not what I really wanted to be associated with. Oh my God, Akilah, your dad's the one that shot the man over the firework. No, that's not my dad. I don't know what y'all talking about. Like I was saying, it's not what I really wanted to like associate myself with, and so I didn't associate myself with that side of the family at all after it was like that. But it wasn't really that hard to disassociate myself because I never was over there to begin with. So then, come to find out, my brother was also incarcerated around that time too for something totally different. And I had to I ended up talking to him, and he was like, oh, Akilah, no, AJ, mom's not here. He's like, oh, Akilah, you need to like better relationship with dad and all that. And I was like, I don't really want to. I don't want to talk to that man. And so I didn't talk to that man. I kept my peace. Fast forward. Earlier in my senior year, I had lost my dog. It was either before that or after. I think it was after. And I was talking to this dude at the time. We're gonna name him Strawberry. Me and Strawberry were chatting it up on the phone, and I was like, oh snap, my brother's calling me. My brother calls me all the time, whether it's to threaten the little boy that I'm talking to or just to talk to me. So he called me, and I'm thinking it's just a random rendezvous, like showdown, hold down. No. Key, yes. Dad's going away. He needs to talk to you. And I'm like, oh, okay. I'm thinking he's going away. He's going out of state. Not that I cared, but that's what I thought that was. So I'm like, hello? And he was like, hey. And I'm like, hey. And he was like, you know I'm going away, right? And I was like, yeah, what state you moving to? He was like, I'm not going to state. I'm going to prison.
The woman was too stunned to speak.
He was like, yeah, me and my lawyers, we've been trying to fight it, but obviously they had too much evidence built up against me, and I'm not going to be able to, like, you know, be free. But I do want to be free for your graduation. He was not free for my graduation, y'all. And so I started crying, not out of, like, sadness, but it was more, like, out of anger. Because in my mind, I'm like, okay, who are you to now want to contact me? It's been about a year and a half now. It's about 2 years. 2.5 years maybe. Who are you to try and contact me now when this whole time you got married and pulled up to my winter showcase 10th grade year with your fiance, and then you tried to throw that relationship in my face. And that didn't do anything but like genuinely hurt my feelings, because how could you go get a relationship but you can't even fix ours? So I was upset, and he was like, but yeah, if you're comfortable, you know, you can always like give me your address or whatnot, and we can send letters. I didn't give him my address. I I didn't even have a working phone at the time. Hold on, y'all, because I'm gonna blow dry this and then we're gonna come back.
Even if she acts like she don't want the limelight, but if you do, she needs.
So I finished blow drying my hair, and now we're back. I'm finished spraying some of this Ebin spray on my lace, and then we're gonna let it air dry, and then we're gonna actually finish cutting the lace. But like I was saying before, I actually didn't have a working phone at the time. And so my brothers and them, they would call me off my text now number, or they would either text or they would call me off Instagram, and that's how we would communicate or whatnot, because I was poor. And so when he was on the phone talking to me about how he was going away and everything, it like really did hurt my feelings, because I'm like, you were never there for me, and now you want to apologize to me for not being there, and how you realize you not being there actually affected me. And so he told me, and I just kind of sat there, I cried, and I was like, okay, whatever. And then he ended up giving the phone back to my brother, because he said he didn't want to talk to me because I just kept crying. And I was like, what more else am I supposed to do? Because I don't know you for real. I don't know you for real. And yeah, you've done all this amazing stuff for me, but at the end of the day, you haven't done anything. So it was kind of more like a little hit and miss moment for me, but that's okay. But that's how I really like kind of found out. That's really like how I kind of found out, y'all. But all in all, he called, like when he would call my brothers or whatnot, my brother Damien, rest in peace to him, he would make sure that I would talk to him, and make sure like my dad heard my voice or whatnot, because my dad was quote unquote trying. But my brothers, they don't know like some of the stuff, my brother and my sister, they don't know some of the stuff that my dad has put me through, and it's like the reason why I keep my distance from him, because of the stuff that he's put me through. My dad is also the reason why my anxiety is the way that it is. Y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and cut this. They don't know most of that stuff, because that's the stuff that my dad doesn't tell them. I don't know what was being told to them, but at the end of the day, I know my truth. So I know my truth, and I know exactly like how everything went in my head, at least, or how I felt in that moment, at least. Oh, y'all, I forgot to cut the ear tabs out. I went straight to. But I love my dad. Well, I wouldn't say I love him, because I don't know him, but I appreciate him. You know, I really do appreciate him for trying. Bass sneeze, y'all. Hold on. Bless you.
Thank you.
I do appreciate him for trying to be there, even though it was a little bit, not even a little bit, it was way too late for him to try to you know, play father then. But I appreciate it, and I appreciate every effort it was. What mainly led me away from my dad was probably the stuff he would say. Like, I remember this one time, he wasn't supposed to keep me the entire day. He was supposed to, we were supposed to go take family pictures, and then I would be back in time for the Race for the Cure, or so I thought. Or I had to be back the next day, or at least sometime that day, because the Race to the Cure was the next day, and we would always walk the Race to the Cure, because my uncle played in Central's band, and they would always be there for the Race to the Cure. And that was like my grandma's like favorite part. R.I.P. to her. And so we were in Ross. We were somewhere. No, we weren't. We were on the way to the promenade, and we were going into the Nike store to go get some shoes. And this man came out of his mouth and sat there and said, you know, Akila, I could get you a pair of Jordans, but you have to work for it. What do you mean work for it? I've worked for everything that I've got. I had all A's at the time. My attendance was good. I was a good student, mind you. I was elementary when he said this. And so I was like, oh, okay, whatever. I was cool. I never really wanted some Jordans anyway. I wasn't like the type of person to like, oh yeah, I'll put some Jordans on my feet. No. You give me a pair of Skechers and I'll be okay, because that's just how my grandma raised me. So when he said that, it kind of hurt my feelings, because I'm like, dang, what do you mean I have to work for it? So I just left it alone. I never told my mama about it. And so we ended up going to Ross to find me some clothes to wear that day. And we're walking into Ross, and he was like, how would you feel if I adopted you from your mother, but you would be able to see your parents every weekend and it wouldn't be like how they do me? I bawled, because what you mean you trying to take me? No, I don't know. I'm good. And so I'm just boohoo crying, and I'm like, no, that's not what I want to do. I want to stay with my mom. And he was like, it's okay. But I could tell it hurted his feelings that I didn't want to stay with him, but that's not what I was, because I wasn't 100% comfortable with that man. And that was one of the moments that kind of rubbed me the wrong way, because why are you telling me, elementary kid at the time, that I have to work for you to buy me a pair of Jordans when my grades were T at the time? Yeah, okay. Another incident. There have been so many incidents where my dad has stood there in my face and like played in my face. But most of those incidents aren't my business to tell. But I'm gonna tell the incidents that happened to me. So it was during COVID, and I think it was my 8th grade year. I think, I'm not 120% sure, but I do think, yeah, I'm gonna have to cut this because I got an underground pimple, y'all, and I gotta cut this. And I don't want no like lace or no glue or nothing on it. Okay, is it free? It's free, y'all. So it was around COVID time or whatnot, and my I wasn't talking to my dad because my 13th birthday, he sat there, and him and my mom got into it. Him and my mom was always into it because my daddy wouldn't pay the child support like he was supposed to, but he would beg and cry and come see me. And in my mama's mind, it was more so of, oh, you can't even pay the child support, what makes you think you can take care of your child if you can't even help me do that? And that was her thing. And I love my mama, but I'm glad she doesn't think like that now. But they had got into it for my birthday, and he lashed out and he disowned me for something my mama had said or whatnot. He disowned me and whatnot. But he turned around on my birthday and told me happy, like, he didn't say happy birthday, y'all. That man said happy cake day.
Excuse me?
Okay, you could have at least told me happy birthday, but it's fine. And so I didn't really talk to him after that. It wasn't all cupcakes and rainbows like for me, the way as everybody else was making it think. And none of my siblings know that he did disown me. It was very petty the way he did it. And he was talking about how he was gonna get his rights signed over and all of that. And in my eyes, I'm like, go for it. Go for it, literally, like, just go for it. Do whatever you gotta do or whatnot. He didn't end up doing it. And so when I came out to my mama and she told my nana, and then me and my nana had an encounter about it, come to find out, my dad had texted me and he was like, since you're gay and all, talk to me when you're not gay no more. I don't have any gay children in my family. So basically, he was like, oh yeah, I'm disowning you completely. I'm turning my rights over because I don't have any gay kids. Talk to me when you're not gay. Whole time, y'all, I go both ways. But yeah, I'm like, okay, who even told you that? And my mom was fine. She was fine about it. We ended up talking about it or whatnot. And she was like, that's like what you feel. Then you feel that I'm going to love you either way. But I hate that your nana told your daddy, because you didn't even speak to that man for real. And that man ain't had no business sitting there telling you that he was going to disown you when he don't do nothing for you anyway. Because y'all, that man don't. He didn't do jack. I was like 13 at the time. I was still definitely going through puberty and going through a lot of other traumatic stuff. And that was that, you know. That was another reason why I stopped talking to my dad. Because how are you, a father, just going to tell your daughter that I'm going to stop loving you unconditionally because you're gay? That was really that, y'all. My dad... Oh, I remember, and this is when I'm gonna just start telling y'all stuff that my dad has done that has kind of pushed me away. But this still goes into like the storyline of like how I found, like, the reason why I don't mess with my dad and why him going to prison didn't affect me for real. So we had this dance, 7th grade. It was 6th or 7th grade year. And my dad promised me that he would show up for him. He'd be like, oh, Keela, I'm gonna show up. Mind y'all, he would do this for everything. He would do this for everything. He did it for my 5th grade graduation. And he did it for the Daddy Daughter Dance. He promised to show up, y'all. And then that man did not show up. Didn't show up, y'all. And his thing was he couldn't show up because my little sister Destiny had something going on that same day and that he overbooked, he overscheduled. And I was like, okay, cool, I cried. But he ended up showing up the next day, y'all. But I really feel like it was the thought that counts because I told him in advance.
She ain't never met no one who talk like that. And if you hang up on a nigga, bitch, I call right back. Roll my windows up, dollar rolling windows up. Biscuit ass niggas wonder how I got my jiffy up. Grip so damn big, I need a diaper and a sippy cup. Someone tells Zendaya she my favorite, can she hit me up? Ha 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 ha. When I double park the laugh, that right ta ta ta, bitch, I'm stepping on the gas.
Alright, so I'm waiting for this to drop. I'm actually gonna finish telling y'all. So I really do feel like my dad not 100% being there in my life did like affect like how I wanted, well, how my relationships went. I don't want that for my kids. Cause that was so draining.
Never met no one who talk like that. And if you hang up on a nigga, bitch, I call right back.
I am your child fighting for your love. Hello. And he would like, my dad was the type person to be like, oh, you know, like the phone works both ways. Sir, I had a government phone and it was, hold on y'all, it was about this size. It was a government phone about this size. It was like a little block phone. And my mama, it was a little block phone. My mama had to put the minutes on it. What do you mean the phone worked both ways? The phone did not work both ways. My phone barely worked.
Bitch, I'm really hitting. You better put them palms together, bitch, I really sing. No, me and crack don't share daddies, but we...
That's basically what happened, y'all. Basically, my daddy called me and told me that he had life. But I'll tell y'all 2 reasons on why it didn't affect me as much. It affected me, but not in the ways that my dad thought it was going to affect me, because he thought I was going to sit there and like boo-hoo. Like I'm crying over the fact that it was going. I think I was more so like crying or like because of the opportunities of like you actually sitting there and being a father is now gone. I'm just spraying some of the lace stuff on the lace, y'all, so that it can blend. But yeah, that's that. Thank y'all for watching. Now y'all finna sit here and be put on like time lapse, and y'all gonna watch me like finish my wig that way.
Really twinning, if she ain't got her shit together, she ain't getting in. See the bed top bunker, the boys got thumpers. I'm a bona fide face seat box muncher. She ain't never met no one who talk like that.
What do you think I do? You think I should bust a left, bust a right?
Sidebar. Figure out. You did sidebar last time.
if you hang up on a nigga, bitch, I call right back. Yo, never in the Hamptons, dick riding in the white fit. Never raise a hand and strap on him like a dyke bitch. This dark work like night shift. I'm thunder, I light shit. I flood this, I flood that. I swim good, I'm fight, I'm fit. Hey, T, why you acting hard? I'm like, David, please.
I'm not with that shit, bro.
That's why I'm paranoid now, cause niggas weird and really bums. I'm paranoid now, cause niggas weird and really bums. I'm paranoid now, cause niggas weird and really bums. I'm paranoid now, cause niggas weird and really bums.
Down sunset. In every place. In every face.
Okay, y'all, so basically we finished. We got it popping. I gotta fix this side. But other than that, y'all, we got it popping. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on the post notifications so you'll be notified every time we upload a video. With that being said, see y'all in the next video.